I'm not even going to get into talking about what sort of music he listens to because it's fucking dog shit.
Say he has a Tyrone Woodley's album.
He's an album out.
Tyrone Woodley, yeah.
You don't hear that?
No.
Oh,
I assume it's dog shit, is it?
Give it a listen. It's class.
It's fucking rough.
There you go.
Okay, so we're back after another long pause, but ironically, this episode is going to be about fighters coming back after long pauses. See the way we did that? Smart, huh? It wasn't. Yeah, it was totally planned, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this weeks ago, weren't we?
Yeah.
Totally
planned.
Absolutely planned.
Waiting for 3 years to do this.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so let's do it.
Right.
Take it away.
So we did speak the last time out about the likes of Nick Diaz coming back from quite a long layoff and the way it can affect certain fighters. So just recently, like 2 high-profile fighters have come back from very long layoffs. So we have Miesha Tate, who retired after a decision loss November the 12th, 2016, to fight July 17, 2021 against Mario.
Just shy of 5 years.
Just shy of 5 years.
And in that time, she had a baby.
Yes, two babies.
Yeah, and one is very recent, right?
I'll say I think there's two things to look at here. I think for anyone to come back to this kind of sport after that long off has to be respected. Massive deal.
Yeah.
I'm sure she could have chosen easier routes, even if she wanted to go back fighting. She could have done submission grappling. She could have done, Bellator or whatever, slightly easier routes. She came back into the UFC. Now, I know Mario now was off, I think, on a four fight losing streak.
Yeah.
But a seasoned campaigner who's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think she's been stopped in the UFC. And
She's
not only that,
she's tough, proper tough.
There's that element of it, and then you have the fact that Miesha Tate was also breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And looking after, like actually breastfeeding the child and looking after a brand new baby.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Absolutely.
And going through a fight camp and going through a weight cut.
Yeah. I mean,
after that much of a layoff, that's
people want to look
unbelievable.
Female role models in sports. I don't. What else is there that you could literally show to a young girl that this is possible?
There's one thing I always said. Like Ronda Rousey was the star girl in the UFC. I think the season of TUF that they did together showed what an absolute class act Miesha Tate is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And after their second fight, even the way Miesha Tate lost the fight, fair enough, she put her hand out to Rousey and Rousey flipped it off, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It just shows what kind of bird she is, as in a role model, class athlete, and it's a good champion, great champion. Like, that's the people you want to be seeing and looking up to.
Yeah,
I've always had massive amount of respect for Miesha Tate. Always, like you said, John, she always kind of carries herself.
Yeah.
Like a champion. Before she was a champion, she was just that sort of fighter. Yeah, I mean, she.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say she was, aggressive, and she had that kind of attitude as well. But she was never disrespectful just for the sake of it.
Never once.
Yeah.
The thing that sticks out in my mind when they were on that TUF, and it was Cody Bollinger, I think his name was. That name sticks in my head for some reason.
Yeah.
Trying to help him make weight. He's the lad that didn't make weight on the show.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Even the way she handled all that, like, do you know what I mean? She's just
down to earth, didn't blow it out of proportion.
Yeah, the way she coached people all the way through that. It's just, she's a touch of class. She's like there's her and DC in my book that are just two champions that stick out, and they're the big as well. Like,
ambassadors for the sport, like.
What's that?
Like ambassadors for the sport.
Yeah, Exactly, yeah.
Someone knows nothing about the type of people that compete in sport. Show them those two people.
Yeah.
You know.
And on top of that, in that season of The Ultimate Fighter, she showed herself to be a very competitive or competent coach.
Yeah, yeah.
She knows her stuff. She knows how to encourage people, and she knows, like, it's one thing being a fighter. Being a fighter does not mean you're going to be a good coach.
Absolutely not.
At all. Do you know what I mean? It takes a certain mindset and a certain amount of maturity and kind of, you know, to a certain extent, you have to be a veteran. You have to have come through a shitload of wins and losses and stuff like that, and ups and downs.
And when she did retire, didn't she go into management in ONE FC? I think, was it?
I think, I'm not sure she went to management. I know she was cornering a couple of fighters.
I could have sworn I heard she went into management.
You could be right. Yeah. But in saying that, not only did she come back with all that, she also came back and won.
Yeah.
Looked like a little bit of rust possibly there, but in general, her striking looked pretty decent. She always had that wrestling game to fall back on. The competitive edge was there, strong as ever. And she stopped someone she stopped someone by strikes that had never been stopped by strikes before.
Yeah. Well,
I know it's tough.
Her I mean, even if you want to say there might have been some ring rust there, it was almost, to the untrained eye, it was almost imperceptible.
Yeah, but see, to the trained eye,
you absolute mutant.
No. Put this way, looking at her, you would have never known that.
There's no way in hell you would get someone to say, yeah, that fighter has been out for 5 years on the basis of that fight.
Obviously would have had to have a couple of periods of relative inactivity, and the fact she went through like 2 pregnancies. Now, I'm pretty certain that she's a type of person, but in an absolutely a woman who trained through pregnancies and was relatively active. But there's certain things you can't do when you're pregnant.
Yeah, of course.
You couldn't train.
She wasn't doing fucking
fight camp.
Yeah, she wasn't doing fighting camps while she was pregnant.
Yeah. But looking at her, you would have never known that she was nearly 5 years away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be honest,
hats off to her, and anyone who has young daughters in combat sports or anything like that, you show them that.
Yeah.
All class. A mother of 2 children, breastfeeding a young child while cutting weight and competing in arguably the world's toughest sport. 34.
24, Jesus.
And now, even that, if you look at her record now, she's won 6 for her last 8.
Yeah. I mean, if we just go back to the fight itself, her striking looked like it had improved.
She definitely has been working on her combination.
She was like doing stuff like doubling up on the jab, feinting, setting up her shots to get in. I know she did. There was maybe a couple of moments where she kind of, what would you say, a little bit of a brawling kind of thing. But
yeah, I think
to get in.
I think that's in her though. She was always a little bit of a.
No, it definitely is. But you would imagine that'd be one of the things that you would lose confidence in after 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The recklessness, the kind of the chaos and the unpredictability that there would be in brawling might be one of the things you would be maybe unsure of after 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't replicate that in a sparring match.
No.
That's something that
she
obviously
trusted her training, and she obviously did plenty of sparring
instincts as well.
Yeah.
If you listen to her interviews coming into that fight, she just seemed calm.
Yeah.
And she's saying like I mean, keep banging on about her, like, but it seems like her whole personal life has changed. She obviously, I don't want to sound like a bleeding gossip column, but she broke up with your man Brian Caraway, moved away from him. She whipped one of the lads out of Faber's team, I think.
Nunes or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah. And like she has the 2 babas now, and the time away seems to have done her mind some good. Like, and she's saying herself, like, she's more confident in herself. She's coming with age as well as a player. You know what I mean? It's just it's new Miesha, I suppose.
Yeah.
And, interesting to see where she goes from here.
That whole refreshing of things, that's stepping away stepping away, getting our life kind of
away. 5 years is fucking
big. It's a big gap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as well as that, it's a huge commitment to coming back, because it's not something you can come back to and half-ass it. And especially someone with her experience knows that I can't go back and expect it not to be rough and tough. And
on that note, Mark, can you lean back a bit because you're fucking horrendous?
Sorry, I am pretty bad looking. I'm not exactly easy on the eye.
No, you are absolutely not easy on the eye. You are fucking horrific.
Although I don't think anyone is tuning into this fucking podcast. One, I don't think anyone's tuning in full stop, but no one is tuning in to look at this screen because of its looks.
No,
maybe more does on the more.
The more. And then on the other side, we someone come back for very different reasons. TJ Dillashaw.
Yes.
In another fight, so he's coming back. He last fought Henry Cejudo. January 2019, and it's now July 2021, so just over 2 years.
So I'd say, right, I don't think he should have got the ranked fighter that he should have got coming back after pissing dirty.
Yeah,
I think it's disgraceful.
It's hard to argue against that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, what I'll say is I'm kind of split on it. I think we've talked about this before. I fucking hate it when someone pisses dirty. I think the bans should be doubled. Fucking get rid of these cunts, cut them. What I will say is he could have come back and asked for an easier fight, and he didn't. Now I think for me personally speaking, now I'm sure all these fighters sit around wondering about what I think. So I'll just tell them. I think your legacy is completely tainted if you piss off. I don't care. People go on about John Jones, greatest pound for pound. I'll never put him on any list. Never.
No.
Never. And that goes with anyone else who pisses dirty.
A few years ago, myself and Paul were talking about fighters who've made a jump, as in their skill set.
Yeah.
And Dillashaw came out at TUF and he was just kind of a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, people say, it's training with Dwayne Ludwig and all that. But all of a sudden, he became this absolute fucking phenomenal player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they do piss dirty, but Nunes is one we talked about as well. She's all of a sudden fucking blitzing people out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying what we were talking about at the time about people taking a big step. And Dillashaw was in on that conversation.
Yeah.
And we now know why.
Yeah. So you're saying that
you'd have to wonder when was it you started taking these fucking
to be honest,
drugs.
I find it very hard to think that the first time you took it you got caught.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It casts a massive shadow on your legacy.
Yeah. Right back to the fucking zero.
Yeah. Which is an absolute. Which to be honest with you, I don't use the word often, but it's almost heartbreaking in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the likes of like Chael Sonnen, massive Chael Sonnen fan, but
he was fucking juicing a good quantity of his career, like, and then it affects fighters who I think it's. If I had to put money on one fighter who absolutely 100% never juiced, it's Bisping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bisping fought Anderson Silva, who pissed hot. Vitor Belfort pissed hot. Chael Sonnen pissed hot. And lost to them. Well, lost to 2 of the 3. But then when he was trying to get a fight, Silva was.
What? Mark, you breaking up or having a brain
it's not
surgery?
Can you hear me?
No, you're just breaking up. You'll have to start again.
Oh, you're random.
So it's not saying that these fighters weren't unbelievably talented athletes. That actually becomes irrelevant because they're giving themselves an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them, Silva, I suppose, he pissed dirty after he broke his leg that time.
Yeah.
I think he would be taking him to heal rather than to improve, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm still not buying it. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. It's not making excuses. I think it's dirty. It should be banned. It should be sacked. It should be fucking Never get to it again.
The other thing with him as well, John, is though he was fighting for a long time in the UFC and abroad when the testing was very, very lax.
That's right.
Very lax. And his strength and conditioning trainer is a Brazilian dude who was, I think he's like 60 something,
and he is jacked.
His neck is
put it
this way, his traps are about the size of my bicep.
The dude is absolutely ripped.
Like this fella is like, honestly, a drop of a sweat would set off a test.
Yeah, big time.
You know what I mean?
Big time. He looks like a walking advertisement for it.
Yeah, and the other thing is that
what's his name again, that fella?
Can't remember.
I remember saying that.
He's hilarious looking.
Yeah.
Send me an image of your man, no one else.
Fine.
Yeah, you want to be careful when you're saying to Mark, send me an image.
The other thing as well, and listen, I'm not shitting on Brazil. I've loads of friends in Brazil. My missus from Brazil. Brazilian culture and steroids goes hand in hand. Like I couldn't tell you the amount of women I met over there that were taking them. Lads
for just going to the gym and shit like that.
Gym, like all the lads that I was in the gym with, like these lads were fucking shredded. And what protein do you take? I take this, and this. What else you take? And they're listing off fucking 5 steroids. Jesus. What do you take? And I was like, fucking dinner. They thought I was mental.
But they're looking at you, and you're just a lumpy white mess. What do you take?
Yeah, what do I take? Spuds and whiskey is what I take.
Spuds and stew.
But that's what so those two things go hand in hand. And you came in from Japan as well, where they were basically told you're not going to be tested. Work away.
Just go for it, yeah.
I would not be surprised if he was. But the whole thing is, if you piss hot once, your whole career is
absolutely.
Which in particular in the TJ Dillashaw's case, it is a shame because, like John was saying, just out of nowhere, he just turned into an absolute world beater, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just coming out, and he looked like a better version of Dominic Cruz at Dominic Cruz's prime.
Yeah.
His footwork was outstanding. Huh?
Me and you were talking about when he was going into the first Henan Barrow fight.
Oh man!
And neither of us gave him a fucking.
Yeah. I thought he was gone. I thought he was
because Henan Barrow was more than people back then.
Henan Barrow was proper scary.
And Dillashaw came in and fucking, like we always say, made him look like an amateur.
Absolutely, made it look like a pro versus an amateur.
Twice. Yeah.
Yep.
But
especially in that first fight. That first fight is just. I don't think that there were many people giving him a chance in that fight.
Absolutely, and it was one of the most.
He put an absolute whooping on the champion.
It was one of the most one-sided fights I'd ever seen up to that point.
It was almost shocking. You're like,
yeah.
What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
So he comes back. We talk about the fight a little bit. He came back with Corey Sandhagen. And I think back 6 or 7 episodes, or 8 episodes ago, I called Corey Sandhagen as one to watch. And I still think he's going to have gold wrapped around him at some point in a not so distant future. I had going against the scoring. I'll say I think Dillashaw looked very good. He looked like someone who hadn't been away for all that long. He started really finding his time through the second and third round. I had Sandhagen win it. I had it either 3-2 or 3-1 and one split.
I had 2 into the 5th.
What did you have?
2-2 going into the 5th.
Who'd you give the 5th to?
I wasn't sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. When the final bell went, I didn't know who won it. Like.
Yeah.
I think TJ took the 5th.
I had, if I
remember, I only watched it once. I could have.
Yeah. See, for me, it was just I think Sandhagen landed the cleaner shots, the more damaging shots. He's very good in the scramble for a tall fella.
Sandhagen.
Yeah.
I just don't think Sandhagen emptied the tank like he could have.
Exactly, and I think he thought he had a won.
The first couple of minutes of the 5th round, I think he took them off.
Yeah.
And then he's chasing them for the later. later, a couple of minutes. Or, do you know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. I think he thought. I think going in, to be honest, I think he thought he was going to have a little bit of an easier time.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is Sandhagen did not use his reach, 3-inch reach advantage, and I don't think he put that to proper use.
I'd be more worried about his leg reach, why he wasn't kicking
TJ,
that.
to his credit, TJ did a great job of getting in and out.
He did, yeah.
Got in, got out, got in, landed shots, got out quick enough not to take too much damage.
A lot of leg kicks, which I don't remember seeing too much from him to that extent in the past. A lot of leg kicks.
In round 2, I think TJ did a lot more chasing.
Yeah.
I think Sandhagen did a better job of being mobile and evasive.
Yeah.
And he did knock him down with a straight right or something.
Yeah, straight right. Straight. He cracked him with a left hook as well.
Yeah.
I think that it's important that it's a combat sport. You have to do damage.
Yeah.
Doing damage and stopping people. Not always, but it has to be taken into account, especially in a close fight.
I don't know why Sandhagen wasn't aiming for that fucking cut.
Yeah.
That cut was a red flag to a bull.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to focus in on it at all. Now, I'm not saying I should have fucking opened them up wide, but like that's a fight winner. You're looking for a doctor stoppage there. Like, you know? I can't remember who was fighting now. But myself and Luke Kinsler were watching fights one night. Shout out to Luke. Yeah. There was a lad's cauliflower ear was burst, and he was back. The other fellow went back to the corner, and the coaches were saying, "Slap the ears off, slap him in the ears,
go for it, target it,
slap him in the ears."
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the fight in the end. I can't remember, but like, surely, like I said, you don't want to be doing bad damage to anyone. Like, but to me, that'd be a fucking target, and I don't think Sandhagen took advantage of that.
No, I don't think he did either.
He'd keep his hand up there, we're only at distance when he was in. Hands you know what I mean? So elbows, fucking throw elbows and knees at that thing all night long.
Yeah.
He just didn't.
But I suppose to resume or to wrap it up, it's kind of a weird one that we don't really. It's so hard to predict how someone will look. There's 2 fighters who came back from long layoffs, and both of them look pretty good.
Yeah.
Leaving aside what I think about the PED use, he looked good in the fight. He 100% had his moments. He pushed Sandhagen close. Even if I thought Sandhagen won it, he definitely didn't win it by a mile.
I gave it to TJ. I mean, I think Sandhagen maybe won the 2nd round and maybe the 4th round. I gave TJ the 1st, 3rd, and 5th.
I think I had it, if I remember right, I think I gave Sandhagen the 1st, the 3rd.
You gave Sandhagen the 1st round?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you not?
No. I thought TJ took the 1st round.
I took the 1st, then.
I thought TJ did
or my
a lot of doubling up with his jab.
Did I have the 2nd? No, you're right. I gave TJ the 1st and the 3rd.
Yeah.
I gave Sandhagen the 2nd, 4th, and 5th.
Okay, I gave TJ the 5th.
Did you?
Thing that struck me about it.
I thought just Sandhagen landed the cleaner shots in the 5th.
Yeah.
I can't say.
Yeah, I know.
I'm 100% saying 100%. I'm not saying it was a robbery. I'm not saying it was a bad decision. I'm saying I'd say you could find a way that had it been a draw, I wouldn't have been surprised. Had Sandhagen won it, I wouldn't have been surprised. Split decision, majority decision. It was a very, very close fight. But the fact it was a close fight is in itself 2.5 years out, comes in, fights number 3 in the world. But then again, so it's kind of weird. What do you learn? Nothing really. 2 fighters who take significant time off, both come back, both look good, both win. And then you could pick 3 or 4 other examples of lads came back and you were like, they should have stayed, gone.
I mean, Dominic Cruz did it as well, didn't he? Remember he came back off for 2 years and then ran through someone in about 40 seconds or something.
Nagomi ran through.
That's it. That's who it was, yeah.
So it's so unpredictable, and it really comes down to how well they look after themselves. They watch their weight.
I think it's like anything. It's like any of these things when someone comes back from a layoff and the fight back is is difficult to judge, even though it's a win. And some people might say there was a definite win. People might say it could have gone either way. I think what it comes down to is how they're going to approach their next fight.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit of a brutal yardstick to use, that you have to wait until they have another fight under their belt from a comeback, but I think it will tell more accurately when they fight their next fight.
And I think on your point, John, I think actually TJ may have screwed his own fucking pooch there, because he's fought and beat, albeit in a tight decision, to number 3. There's nowhere else for him to go except stiffer competition.
Yeah.
Miesha has come back, and I think now Miesha might be ranked 9th or something like that. She can take the fight at her leisure.
Yeah.
Shake off more rust, learn a little more, you know?
Yeah.
There's going to be no surprise there if Miesha takes like ranked 10, 12.
Yeah.
Or 8, 9, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Whereas TJ only has
number
2 ahead of him.
1.
There's more eyes on TJ than there is on Miesha, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I think the smarter move in general.
Yeah.
By Miesha. But there you have it. We have learned precisely fuck all.
Absolutely.
But
which kind of
you get to see 2 big names come back into the sport.
It's good to
plan up over the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not going to go into any more of the fight. We will do our picks for UFC 265.
Okay. Just the main card we're doing, or?
Let's just do the main card. So, Mark, you run down the fighters starting at the main event, or wherever you want to start, actually.
We started at the bottom, so kicking off the main event is Song Yadong. That's 100% probably not how his name is pronounced. He's coming off a loss at 259 to Kyler Phillips, unanimous decision. Before that, he was on a pretty impressive streak. He had won 1, 2, 3, 4 straight in the UFC. He had a draw and then another win, and then he had a decision loss. And he is coming in against
Casey
Kenny, who is
in
off a split decision loss to Dominic Cruz after a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Before that, he had won 5 of his last 6.
Don't know that's too well. I know the names. Oh, I'm just gonna guess fucking Song Yadong because it sounds funny. Boy, TKO.
TKO. Okay.
Yes.
I'll probably go. I'll actually go with Kenny. I'm a little bit more familiar with him. I think he'll take a decision.
Okay, so John, you're saying Song Yadong, TKO. Do you want to pick a round? Because I'm giving a point if you pick the fighter, the technique, and the round. Round what? 2. And Mark, you're saying Casey Kenny.
Decision.
Yeah, and I'm just fucking guessing at that.
Okay. I'm going to say Song Yadong. And I'm going to say, does he have many subs to his name?
Yadong?
Yeah.
3, 6 knockouts, 3 submissions.
I'm going to go with knockout, round 2.
Jesus.
Okay.
Next up is the ladies, Tecia Torres, Angela Hill.
Yeah, I like this fight. Tecia Torres and Angela Hill.
So Tecia is coming in off a 2-fight win streak. Brianna Van Buren by decision back in 2020 in June, and in December 2020, Sam Hughes TKO doctor stoppage.
Yeah.
Now Angela Hill, I think, is coming off a decision win. I think
they fought before now.
A decision win after 2 losses. She lost to Michelle Watterson and Claudia Gadelia. And she was on a win against Ashley Yoder. They fought
way back.
2016
or something.
2015.
Yeah.
Tecia Torres took a decision.
Can't see it changing. I'll go Torres decision.
I'm gonna go Hill decision.
I'm going to go with Hill TKO, round 2.
Right.
I think Angela Hill has actually
Come on a lot.
she's come on a lot. Her striking has always been her kind of her strong point anyway.
Yeah.
I know she's a couple of decision wins and a couple of decision losses over the last couple of years. But I think she's kind of, has she racked up a few of the TKO wins now? Maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Angela?
Yeah.
Don't think so. She's had 5 knockouts, but she hasn't had one since January 2020.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with TKO or knockout. Yeah, round 2.
You're going with Hill though, eh?
Yeah, Hill. I like both of them actually. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be overly surprised or disappointed by going either way. I like both of
them. Next one up, Michael Chiesa, who's ranked 5th at the moment, welterweight.
Yeah.
He is coming off a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Last out, decision win, unanimous against Neil Magny. He's also beaten decision Dos Anjos, Diego Sanchez, and he had submitted Carlos Condit before that. And he is coming in against Vicente Luque, who is coming in with 3-fight win streak, 1 submission, 2 TKOs. He's 20 wins, 11 KOs, and 7 submissions.
See, the last fight between Chiesa and Magny, I like Chiesa all along, right? Since he won the TUF. Great lad to watch, like John.
Yeah.
One game is slick as fuck. He put a show on with Magny.
Yeah.
He did look a lot better, yeah.
Never thought of him as going into contention. Like,
yeah.
I thought he was good, but he's not that good. And I thought Magny was going to beat him.
Yeah, it opened your eyes a bit, yeah?
Then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Saying that, Luque he's a jiu-jitsu black belt as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he's a fucking knockout puncher.
He's a lot of TKOs and stoppages to his name.
Savage. You said it a while ago on this, that he's a dark horse in that division.
Yeah, he really is.
So, I'm going to pick Luque by TKO or KO.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'll go to first.
Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if Chiesa takes it by submission.
I'm taking Luque by stoppage in the 3rd.
Luque's a bleeding savage.
He is. I'm going to say Luque as well. Even my head is saying Luque, but just because on paper and kind of if you're kind of putting the two technique-wise, Luque is he's a scary prospect. In fairness, he kind of has a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Granite spin as well.
Whereas Chiesa is, stubborn and tough, and he's a grinder. He has that kind of, just won't stop coming forward mentality. But
thinks he is though.
That's what I'm kind of thinking that he might just kind of walk himself forward into something, into a chainsaw.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Luque, TKO round 1.
Next up, Jose Aldo.
Excellent.
Jose. He is coming in off a decision win against Marlon Vera after having 3-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
He looked quite good against Vera though.
Yeah.
That was Holloway though, wasn't
it? No. His 3 losses. He's stopped by Peter Yan. Lost a split decision to Marlon Moraes that realistically I think he won. And he lost the decision to Volkanovski.
When was Aldo's last TKO or KO win?
Renato Moisan February 2019.
Then he had that body shot fucking stoppage over Jeremy Stevens and after that. One for the ages.
Pedro is coming in off. He had.
That's a great fight, boy, isn't it?
It is.
Cracker,
that could be proper fight tonight. recipe right there.
Yeah, definitely.
3 wins in a row. Then he lost a decision to Aljamain Sterling, a decision to Frank Edgar, and then he beat Jimmy Rivera by decision. I'm gonna go Aldo by decision, but I'm gonna say fight of the night.
I'm gonna go. I think Aldo gets sparked there.
Oh, interesting. So you're going with Munoz?
Yeah.
KO round what?
2.
Interesting. I was kind of thinking something similar as well. I was thinking, I mean, Pedro Munoz has sparked. Who has he sparked? Cody Garbrandt.
Warder Garbrandt.
Who else did he spark out?
I think it's been a war.
He's knocked someone else out, hasn't he?
Cody Garbrandt, Brian Caraway.
Yeah. Brian Caraway, yeah.
A couple of submissions as well, in fairness.
Did he beat Sanso?
Get it in. Sanso. No.
Oh.
Oh, he did. He lost to Sanso back at UFC 170, 2014. Right. Main event.
Hang on. I'm going to say Munoz. I'm going to say Munoz by decision.
Okay.
Oh, the main event. Yeah. This.
The Black Beast.
Yeah.
I just think of this crack of like again. I know, Paul, you don't like the fucking interim titles.
Yeah.
Not a big fan either, to be honest. It's playing out politics in public view, like, you know what I mean. They're trying to force Ngannou's hand in something, and it's getting messy.
Apparently, who was it said? I don't know who it was. Can't remember now who it was. Said that an interim belt is UFC's way of not giving you a pay rise.
Yeah.
Basically, them saying, "Here, have an interim, have a belt," instead of saying we should be paying you more.
Yeah.
But I just don't get. I don't get interim belts. I don't. It just makes no sense to me.
I seen the thing there the other day, and it has like a fucking tick list, and it has Gann's fucking tick list. Where fight IQ, greater striking, this, that, better fighter, but I still go with Lewis by KO.
Yeah.
Kind of you can't really argue with it, can you?
No.
But I mean, if anyone has that kind of pure raw stopping power,
Lewis has said it himself. He said,
and you know what? He weirdly he holds it into the 5th round as well.
What?
He holds it into the 5th round as well.
Yeah. He said, see him saying it himself, Mark. Just if we win this belt, they should all be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
Every heavyweight on the roster should be ashamed of themselves.
Great. That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm pushed for time, so I'll have to wrap up. So we've Lewis coming in off a 4-fight win streak, 2 decisions, one against that, I think it's Bulgarian, Blagoy Ivanov.
Yeah.
Ilir Latifi. Then he stopped Alexei Olenek, and he sparked Curtis Blades badly last time out.
Yep.
It wasn't even a big.
And he actually looked better, didn't he? His timing looked better last time out.
It did.
Yeah.
He's putting a little bit more thought into it. Cyril Gain, he's coming in, not undefeated in mixed martial arts, 9 fight win streak. He beats Alexander Volkov by decision. Jairzinho Rosenstruck by decision. He stopped Dos Santos. Before that was Tanner Bowser. Now he does have a couple of submissions. So he had a submission by heel hook and submission by arm triangle choke as well. So he is a specialist, obviously.
Against nobodies, though.
Huh?
They were against nobody.
Yeah, but he's not. It doesn't seem to be a completely out of his depth on the ground. I can't see this fight hitting the ground.
No. I think Gann is bored as fuck. I can't get around to like him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Lewis by knockout.
What round?
First.
I'm going to say Lewis by knockout on the 3rd. I think he gets a couple of exchanges going. He gets probably found out technically for a while, and then he cracks him and puts him fucking out.
I'm saying round 2. I think he's gonna find his range. What?
We're all going to lose by knockout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Smart.
I think the reality is, I think we all want Lewis to win, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of do in a weird way. He's
He's just likable.
yeah, he's that kind of unassuming kind of.
Yeah.
He does. It's almost like he doesn't
like-
seem to even think he
He's good.
has
looking,
what it
yeah.
takes whatsoever.
He's like one of the lads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
totally is.
Yeah.
He is absolutely.
Stick Stephen in there and he can bang.
Yeah. Jump in there, have a go. All right.
Mad fucker. Plus, I want to
Okay.
hear his victory speech.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. My balls was hot.
balls hot.
Balls.
Brilliant. What a hero.
What a class act.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so that's when is that? 265. When is it? This Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. Saturday.
So we'll try do one after that. Then see how we all score. Keep track of
Yes.
this league. John is in the lead.
For now. For now.
What?
Fucking
The League of Gentlemen, exactly.
losers.
Oh, bitch.
All right, so bitches.
Right.
Talk to you after.
Hang on, before we go. Whoever's win the league at the time, he's both called master, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, master.
Go change me name in your phone to master.
what do you mean change? It already is.
Yeah. Except it's followed by Bater.
Hey,
Hey.
All right, bitches. Go on. Talk to you later.
Look.
Yay.
Yep.